Good evening, gladiators. We who are about to play salute you. Well, can you believe it? Finally, we're finished with the Ultima series. It took 10 episodes and it was a long slog, especially for those who weren't fans of Ultima. Thanks for sticking with me. Tonight we can finally move on to something new and exciting. When I say new though, I actually mean a game from 2011, which is pretty new for the games that I usually cover. Tonight we're playing the wonderful sandbox game Terraria, or Terraria if you want to call it that. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and I think my favorite of the sandbox style games. I can't say enough about how much fun this game is to play. You have to just try it for yourself. We're going to cover a small sample of it tonight, and we're going to have a bit of an adventure, and we'll see what happens, but it's only scratching the surface of just what you can do in this wonderful, wonderful game. So without further ado, let's get into it. Terraria. Alright, so we're going to create a new player just to get ourselves on the way. Start with a whole new world. Alright, okay, let's go with, what do you reckon? This guy, this sort of hobo looking character. Give him a bit of a interesting blue beard there. Happy with that. Maybe a bit grayer, a bit more like Gandalf or something like that. His clothes are okay, but maybe we'll give him some stylish red shoes. What do you think? Bright red shoes. Cool. I'm happy with that. We'll call him Oli, after me. Yep, that's us, and we're going to create a new world. I created a test world when I was just loading this up an hour ago, but I want to create an entirely new world, just get started from the very beginning. And we'll just make a medium-sized world. Yep. We'll call this world Tritonia, which is, of course, the world from Swords and Sandals for those who are fans of my series. Right, the game is loading in the background, and what it's actually doing is generating a vast world procedurally. So it's using algorithms to place lakes and rivers and caves, different biomes such as dungeons and tundra and jungle, and placing enemies and bosses and treasures. This is the big world. This world is infinitely complex, and you'll see what I mean as we go along. Although, like many great adventures, it starts small. Here we are right at the beginning. Just us. Quite an unassuming game, you'd imagine. It looks like any sort of indie game from the last 10 years. A platformer, perhaps. You can run, you can jump, there are some trees. They've been patching this game for many, many years, and the early versions I don't think actually even had the parallel scrolling. When you start this game, you've only got 3 weapons. What's this little guy? Oh, he's actually quite tough. Go away, little nasty thing. So we've got someone actually helping us out there. That might be the guide. Okay, yeah, that's the guy that kind of gets you started in the game. It's actually, I'm going to dig a little hole for this little character because I don't think I'm ready to fight him just yet. He's a little bit annoying, and I actually wanted to tell you a little bit about the game before I had to get into fighting such an annoying character. You stay down there. No, go back down there. Now watch this. You stay in there. Pinky. Alright, yeah, so Terraria is very much a crafting game, just like Minecraft. And a lot of people call it Minecraft in 2D, but to just call it that, I think is doing it a great disservice, because it's so much more. It's an adventure game, and it's an exploration game. There are giant bosses to fight, there are castles to discover, there are treasures, you can dig down as far as hell. there's an epic quality to this that I don't think Minecraft can possibly match. Minecraft is very much a building game, and although there is building in this, it's not central to everything. So what I'm doing right now is chopping down some trees. You have 3 starting items: a pickaxe, a copper axe, and a little copper short sword. And with these weapons, tools basically, you begin your journey into the world. The app weapon I'm using now is used to chop down trees, and from those trees we'll get wood to make houses. A few more trees should do it, and then we're going to scout around to find ourselves a home base. Now while we're doing that, I'm going to tell you a little about Terraria's story. This game was originally released, I believe, on the Xbox Live Arcade, perhaps, or the PC. I can't remember what came first, but back in 2011 by a company called Relogic. And this game has since been ported to pretty much any console you can think of. Modern console, of course. It's not on the Commodore 64 or anything. But you'll find it on PlayStation, you'll play it on PlayStation Vita. The Apple iPhone has a version. Of course, the PC and the Mac, Xbox and PlayStation, I mentioned. It's been wildly successful, and to this day it has sold, I think from 2017's figures, it's sold something like over 20 million copies, which for an indie game, for any kind of game, are phenomenal numbers. We're not quite in Minecraft stratospheric numbers of billions of dollars, but they have made some serious cash for a team of, I believe, was only maybe 2 or 3 people in the very beginning. And one of the great things about Terraria is that they keep patching it, improving it, and adding content and little UI improvements to the game, just to make it a little bit more fun. We'll chop down one more tree, and then we're going to go exploring for a suitable spot for our house, because we want to have a house built before it gets dark, because when it gets dark it gets a lot tougher, and zombies and strange evil eyeballs come out to fight us. We can mine some copper while we're here, just to get ourselves some better armor and weapons. Essentially it is a mining game. You spend a lot of time digging and mining. It can feel quite tedious on the surface, but it's almost a relaxing thing to do. You often do it by listening to a podcast or, listening to music in the background. I find it quite a relaxing pace of a game, although it does get quite hectic later on. There's a bit of water. Water in this game is quite cool, and it has interesting properties to it. So what I'll do is I'll dig away at this and watch the water as I do. I probably need to chop down that tree first. We can always use more of the wood from this tree, because we're going to building our house. So watch this. See how the water just streams down like that? That's only a small example of that, but when you get deeper and deeper into the world, you find vast underground lakes, and you can use them to your advantage to flood other areas and drown monsters and things like that, and it's and create whole new biomes. Basically, it's really an amazing little physics system, and this game has been cloned and copied many times. That's quite a deep little lake. What do you think? Dive in? Anything down here? We actually can't see because we don't have any glowing helmets or anything like that. I'm going to build a little dirt bridge across here, because I just don't know if I could get out of that hole, if I could fall down. And explore what might be in this little cave. Grab my torch. Do I have a torch? Yeah, we have one. So we're going to wield our torch here. Get some weapons and some copper. Oh, I used my torch and I probably didn't want to do that. So I want to get the... I'm watching the sun up there in the background here, because if we haven't built our house before sunset, it could be trouble for us. That wasn't much of a cave system, so we can happily keep going. What I'm doing now is I'm sort of grinding for copper and gold. I found a shuriken, which is a nice little weapon. You would be amazed at how many different and varied items you will find in this game. I'm I know there are hundreds. I might even say there's 1,000 different items you can find in this game that you can use. Everything from rocket boots and boomerangs to little electrical switches and so on that you can use to light up your house and set mechanical traps. There are all manner of decorations. This is an interesting biome. I think we've gone a bit too far. I actually don't want to go into the desert yet, and I don't want to build my house in the desert. So we're going to wander back and maybe set our house up back here in the edge of the woods. Maybe let's go back a little bit. So it's good to explore your surroundings early on, just so you can kind of get a bearing on what nasties might be nearby you, what things you can use to your advantage. See, that would be quite a cool spot to build our house on, actually, where the water is there, because it's hard for monsters to come across. And I know the slimes can float, but I don't think zombies can. So what I'm going to do is we'll take care of these nasties, and then I'm going to start my building just as the sun starts to go down. Don't let the sun go down on me, yeah. Yeah, I don't want the sun to go down. It's funny that I'm using this pickaxe to fight. Oh, okay, I was slain. Fair enough. Because I wasn't using the sword. The axe actually has a bit of an arc that the sword doesn't have. The sword only has this kind of annoying little thing. What we're going to do is, I did like it over there. I'm going to still try and build my house there. Got some shrooms. There is a nice flat location there. I mean, it doesn't really matter once you start building. What about... maybe here will do, actually, because it is getting late. So the basic game of Terraria, once you've built your house, it's a survival game, but there are many, many different environments and bosses you must fight. And to do them, you have to basically trigger certain sequences, like to unlock a giant worm, you have to break a certain sort of chaos orb. So I'm building my little house here. Oh, go away, slime. This is where it gets annoying, because I need to build, but I need to actually get some defenses up before these things... Looks like we won't probably get our house up in time, but what I'm going to be able to do is I'll be able to get 4 walls around me and then build around that. So we've got plenty of wood. Let's build. So can be a little hard. I'm a little out of practice. I'm gonna build these, wall myself in early on, just so when I do get attacked, stuff doesn't actually bother me. Right, well, this is certainly not the most amazing structure you've ever seen, that's for sure. But it'll get a lot nicer. We're just going to clean up that little mess that we've made. Because what you want to do, essentially, is... your base is central to everything in the game. And it starts off as a very, very humble fort, but... look them up on YouTube or even do a Google image search and just see how advanced the buildings can get in this game. And some of them are just truly works of art. There are some just very... oh, that's Functioning Key. Hi. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. There are some truly creative people that are building this game. So what I'm going to do now is go into the build menu. This is where the complexity of the game begins, because... there is a sort of wiki that you almost want to look up, because you don't often find out, you don't really know what you need to do straight away, and it doesn't do the best job of telling you what structure things should be built at. So I'm going to build a workbench first up, because we're going to be doing a lot of crafting, and now that we have that, new items appear. So notice all these different things we can build. We get ourselves a wooden sword, which does more damage than this pathetic copper sword. How much we're going to build that, because that's way better. We'll drop our sword here. Some better armor, wood greaves, 25 wood. We've got plenty of wood, so we can do that. I should stop saying got wood for the less mature-minded of my listeners. Housing, camera, equipment. There are... cool. This is different stuff you can wear when you're in the house. So notice at nighttime, if I go back out of this, these things are hanging around, these zombies, making an awful racket because they want to get in and attack me. But I won't let them. So I'm going to put a torch on the wall. Up there. Oh, on the outside. That was daft. On the inside. Okay, cool. What I do need quite quickly is to build some walls, almost wallpaper in this house, because if I don't, there are these evil eyeballs that will be able to get in the house, and we don't want that. Dirt wall is not ideal. I actually want to build wooden wall, because it just looks nicer. Eventually you can get all manner of, silver wall, golden wall, beautiful wallpapers of all sorts. So I'll put that up there in the hotkey bar. You eventually, it takes you a couple of hours the first time, but you start to figure out what all the different shortcuts and everything do. It's been a long time since I've played this game, but they have built in a lot of really lovely UI improvements to the game that weren't there when I first played it, just to sort your inventory and so on. What I'm doing right now is building a fairly ugly wall around me so these zombies can't get in, because they're rather ambitious. Did you see that eyeball there? He can actually get in if he figures out a way. So we can block off the sidewalls here, and he won't be able to find his way in. But that's not the end of it. That's not the end of it. So I actually ran out of wood wall because I was building quite badly. We're almost there though, because I built quite a high ceiling wall. It was a little hard for me to. Oh, it's almost there. One more bit of wood. Okay. There we go. We have ourselves a room. Okay, now what we want to do is build ourselves a door. And we're going to be a little careful about this because these things are trying to get in. And so I got to actually chop down that. Oh, I keep pressing the function keys. And we might have a fight on our hands if I do that. But now if we then go to our door, I didn't handle that well, but we put our door there. Oh, hang on. This is where you have to sort of remember how to play the game. There we go. Well, so we're locked in here with this evil eye. What is it? A demon eye. Demon eye. These are like mini versions of one of the actual arena bosses. I mean, arena bosses, the world bosses. And to summon them, you've got to, like I say, perform various rituals. So we have a door, which is, all houses should have a door. What we next need is a table. Which we put there, and a couple of chairs. I can't actually remember how. There is a way to flip the order of the chair so it isn't facing backward like that, which is a bit ridiculous, but I've forgotten how to do it. And I think we need one more. We've got a light source, of course, which I'll put. We already have some in there. We're going to have a battle on our hands here because I need to build another door. If this game doesn't look like much to you so far, trust me, stick with it because, like I said, humble beginnings, but there is so much amazing depth in this game that it is truly, truly addictive in the best possible way. Oh no, everyone's gotten in. Oh. I think we're about... Get off me! Get off! There we go. So we've built the door, locked the bad guys out. We're safe for the night. And I don't know if there's anything else I need to do. Maybe if I move that... Oh, if I move the table, the workbench, I kind of want to move it away. And there's a hammer I think I can do that with, which I've almost forgotten how to use. It has been a number of years. Would you believe I probably have played this game more than any other in recent years? More than Dark Souls, more than Mario or Zelda, all those games that, came out in the last decade, recent versions of them. Terraria I've probably clocked up about 200 hours in. And for me, who doesn't play games that often anymore, that is phenomenal amount of time. I actually do remember a weekend a couple of years ago where my good friends Tom Gattenhoff and Silas Rowe, we all logged in together and played a multiplayer of this game over, I think, might have been a couple of nights and a couple of days, and we probably racked up about 15 or 16 hours just playing this while our, wives and then girlfriends were very patient with us, you know. I couldn't get away with that now with a new baby, but at the time it was wonderful. We had this big adventure. We built a vast fortress and had a hell of a time, I've got to say. So night is going for a long time. So what I'm going to do is, well, hi again. Stop pressing that key. All right. I'm going to dig down because one of the great things about Terraria is it's very much a game about verticality, because what you see on the surface is just a tiny percentage of what this game actually represents. Now, before we go down, I'm going to build a couple of wooden platforms. One thing they still haven't fixed is that annoying sort of constant door knocking sound. Eventually, you can build traps and so on to get rid of those evil. Build a bunch of platforms. Make sure we've got a couple of enough torches for our descent. Torches there, platforms are there. Platforms and torches will be our way back up to the surface once we've done our first venture down. Because what you want to do is you want to dig down and down and down and find better and better equipment and mine better and better materials. This mining might seem quite tedious early on, and admittedly it is a little tedious. It's kind of therapeutic, but you eventually get very, very powerful drills and pickaxes and so on that can absolutely smash through this stuff like it were butter. And bombs as well. Any sort of, wouldn't it be great if the game had this? It's probably in the game once you've been around long enough. So we're descending. This might seem kind of tedious, like I said, and it is, but eventually we're going to reach a cave network because there is a vast, vast subterranean area in this game to the point where we could dig down and down and down, and to get to the bottom of hell would take us hours. Hours and hours, and just to free fall down would probably take a couple of minutes. That's how big this game. When it's daytime again, we're going to take a little voyage left or right, and I'll try and find a couple of different biomes in the game. But in the large version of this world, I've only selected the medium one, but in the large version, it takes you maybe 30 to 40 minutes to cross the whole world on foot until you get like rocket boots and flying things like that. You can really pimp your character, but early on very, very humble. So we can see down the bottom here something is kind of glittering, and I believe that is our way into the next cave biome. So it's not all dirt and clay and boring area. We're still in the caves, but we're descending and descending. The further you descend, the more dangerous it gets, of course. I'm putting torches along my way just to make sure that I can sort of see on my way back out. Because if you get lost in the dark, you're truly lost. In the softcore version of the game, the penalty for losing, for dying, you just lose some money. And you can lose quite a significant amount of it, but you don't lose items. There are versions of this you can play that, the character can die in the extreme hardcore mode, which is just insane considering you die an awful lot. And in the next version up, I think you lose items, which is a real pain because some of the items you have are quite wonderful, and to lose them can really set you back. Notice the music's changed, so it's now daytime. Later on, we're going to buy a clock so we can actually tell what time it is in the game. Digging, 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 nearly there. So this looks like a kind of a... Oh, there's a chest. This could be... I'm not sure if it's the corruption, but it's not traditional caves, I don't think. There are some very, very dangerous creatures in this game. If you dig too deep, they dug too deep. You can be in a lot of trouble. Like the dwarves found out when they were excavating Moria, and they encountered the Balrog. This was not a good thing to dig too deep, and we're about to descend here. I'm going to drop a torch. Okay, this might not be that extensive a cave net. Well, we found a chest though, so hopefully there's something really good in that which could set us set us free. Okay, so iron bars, cool. We can build something out of iron. A godly wooden boomerang, awesome. That's a great weapon to get us started in the game. That is really cool. So I'm going to equip that, and that will probably be our primary weapon. There's some grenades as well, which will not destroy tiles. There are like I said, there is probably 1,000 or more items in this game, and so often you'll find items that you've never seen before. We're actually going to take the chest too, because chests are really cool. I can't remember how. Hi again. God, sorry. I can't remember how to do it, but if you can take the chest, I think I need a hammer. And I forgot to build a hammer. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, I'd hammer all day. As the great Leonard Nimoy once said, look it up. Or don't, you'll be amazed. Yeah, I can't remember how to get that chest, which is a shame because I wouldn't mind having a chest for home. This thing is a nasty... I think you can blow it up. I don't remember what those things do, but there are some kind of evil bits of corruption in the world that you use to unleash the different bosses. But we're a long way away from that. So we're going to build some platforms here, just so we can dig our way back up. You know, as a platform game, it's actually it's quite an intuitive platform game. You'd be happy to play a Wonderboy or something that was like this, you know. And it's so much more than just a platform game. But even in its current state, I mean, not its current state, but even what it does so much more, it is still quite a cool platform game. Sorry, I'm actually trying to dig myself up, which is probably not the wisest thing to do because, no, you know what? That's silly. That could take me a long time to get back up. We're gonna use we're gonna build a little... This is a crummy way of doing it, but until we have jumping boots or rocket boots or ways to propel ourselves upward and rope and things like that, this is our way up. And because I ran out of those platforms, I'm a little bit stuck, so I kind of... Oh no, I gotta pick that. Find my way up, but it's daytime now, so all the evil monsters have gone away, and the more benign ones are in town. As we build up our fortress, we couldn't call it a fortress yet, but as we build up our structure, we'll start being able to invite new characters to the town. We build them rooms, and then weaponsmiths and magicians and fairies and all sorts of useful characters come to the building to sell stuff and make, you know, to make your experience a lot better. The guide has already turned up, and he's probably claimed this room for himself. So we might try... Should we go to the left through the desert or the right? What do you think, fellas? Guys and girls? I feel like I should just put a little platform there so I can actually get out a little bit easier. Let's go left because I dropped some money off back there and I wouldn't mind retrieving it. Do we want to see if we can get some better armor while we're here, just early on with our workbench? There are many more things that we can build. The workbench is just the start. Oh, that's actually the map of things so far. You can actually zoom in and out. I can't remember what it is, but it might be... There you go. There you go. I don't know if that was in the original, but there are many, many improvements to the game, and I haven't kept up with it over the years. Every now and again I look at the patch notes and think, wow, that is so cool, but it is a massive time sink, and I haven't really had the time or the inclination to play it these days. Although even just seeing it now, I kind of feel myself getting... you know, suck it into it just a little bit as I go. What do you think we should build? A rope coil? Yeah, 10 lengths of rope. We had some rope apparently, so we're going to make a rope coil, which is, I think, will be useful. We'll put that there. Acorns you get from trees, and you can plant more trees with them. Campfire? We could use that near a house. I think we should get a campfire for sure, and we'll plant that near a house. I don't think we want it inside. Maybe the hammer that I was singing about before. A wooden helmet? Yeah, let's get ourselves a helmet. We need something. A wooden helmet wouldn't be that comfortable, would it? So the guide's off for the day to have a bit of an adventure. We got ourselves a wooden breastplate. We've got the greaves, the wooden sword. There we go. The hammer is what we need because that is what you can use to free sort of chests. And I think you can use it to clear like wallpaper and stuff like that. What's this down here? A furnace. Okay, this is for smelting ore, and we did find some iron, so we want to have a furnace somewhere, but our house isn't big enough yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go adventuring, then we're going to come back and start building more things with the anvil and smelting and stuff like that, because this game has a lot of depth, and I'm just... There we go. Oh, you can build a chest anyway, so I didn't really need to buy one. A trapdoor, that'll be cool. We could build a trap next to our house, and I think we'll do that quickly. So when it gets to nighttime, those evil fiends will fall down into our little evil trap. You can go down there, evil slime. He'll fall down. You stay down there. We're going to dig down a little bit. Start out. People have different names for them. You could call it an oubliette. I think might have been the French word from the Crusades for like a pit of death. I think they called like many creative names, murder corridors, and all sorts of colourful sounding names, which are best not mentioned in a children's game. This is such a fun game. I love the retro aesthetic, and pixel art is very common these days. Maybe not so much in 2011. I think it wasn't that popular. Get out of it. Who invited you, Mr. Slime? Should we use our godly boomerang? Bam! One hit. That's awesome. That is really awesome. So what we're going to do now is build ourselves that trapdoor. Place it there, and we will place a couple of trapdoors here. Oh, no, don't drop that. I might need to make the gap a little smaller, so still figuring this out as I go along. Wooden door there. A lot of the game, as I said, it is obtuse, but it's intuitive also. I believe if you put one more there, then we should... There we go. So now we have a trapdoor, which I don't know how to set or unset, but chances are if we try... How cool is that? We can force people up against the wall and down into that death pit. So we're going to put a wall here, which I can jump over because I'm going to put actually stairs. This is ugly early on, but later on we're going to go back and we're going to have bling this place up with all manner of really nice things. But that wall should be high enough that they can't jump over it. Let's put a campfire out here. So, actually no, let's put it back on our side of the wall so we can rest. And we might need a little more room than that. Let's put it on this side. Maybe we need... Sometimes it's not entirely clear where you can place a campfire. Can you place it in the house? No. We might need to clear some trees. What we'll do is we'll chop down some trees. So much of the game is about experimentation, and you can look stuff up in the wikis, but sometimes it's just fun to find things out by yourself. And I remember, oh, look at that little wooden suit. I didn't notice that before. It looked like a tanuki or something. So clearing out a bit of space. We need to get some more wood because we want to increase the stories to our house soon. But what we will do is place that campfire in this free space here. Oh, little bunny rabbit, come sit by the fire. There we go. So now we have a nice fireplace there. And we might build another little wall here, just so monsters, the natural barrier there. This is very much a log cabin at the moment. We'll build a second story here, I think. I was going to get exploring, but I'm not sure how late in the day it is, so we're actually going to keep building up today. Often you'll build at night and explore during the day, or you'll dig at night. You get into a bit of a routine of these things. Build a few more floors. This is one of the least creative buildings you'll ever see, but I'm going to build out there, and it will get kind of interesting. I mean, obviously in this video we only have limited time, so we're not going to build some, Palace of Versailles or anything like that. There's nothing that Grand Designs will be too impressed by, but it's a house and we are proud. Or we will be proud. So we're not using any dirt in this house. You can build a whole house made of dirt, but you shouldn't. We've used up all our wooden walls, so I'm actually going to dig down, forge some more. You can actually build staircases as well. I can't remember how, but I know that they're possible. An armor statue, which is kind of cool. If you use a silver coin for that. We don't really... How much gold do we have? So we have 5 silver. We could build a statue and start decorating a house at some point. But we're going to build some wooden walls first up and secure our house. Okay. Plenty of those. We could build some rope, and if you wanted to actually... What if I did some rope to that? We'll be able to hang the rope from something. That wasn't pretty. We've got a rope now so we can climb up. I actually want to get rid of... Am I breaking the walls or the... Okay, that's cool. Oh, we put a hole in the... We're just bad... I'm not a tenant, I'm the owner, but... There we go, we got a rope going up there. Trash in the place. Wouldn't mind some windows, hey? We'll put some windows in at some point. For now, it's function over form. The music changes. Oh, no, it's still there, but you can see that the day is starting to get darker. With a few extra rooms, we'll be able to attract new talent to the place as well. You go through wooden walls very quickly. I had built 116 of them, but I need more. That should do it. We can probably put... Yeah, platform there. Once we've done these walls, we'll go back and we'll add a furnace and so on. What do you think? This is quite a Zen-like experience. Just even the building site, it's almost like having your own Zen garden. A lot of people, you know, play this game with a friend, and one person just enjoys the building aspect of it. And I know when Tom and I played, we explored a lot together and adventured together, but Tom was very good at the building aspect of it, and he had a lot of great strategic decisions, and I was quite impressed by that, whereas Silas and I were very much, you know, we go into the depths and explore the caves of hell, and we keep going digging deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and getting ourselves into a lot of trouble, then dying, come back to the service where Tom had continued to build our fortress in a more and more magnificent way. For now, I'm going to seal the roof, just so no nasties get in. And we'll put some torches up on the walls, because we need some light. I keep putting on the outside. There we go. Light up the room. Oh, I light up the room. Oh, it's lovely. Sometimes I find I go a little bit mad when I do these things. When you're talking to an audience, but often you kind of realize you're actually, hey, I'm actually talking to myself here, and that can be kind of funny, you know. Those ropes don't look that great, do they? We'll get rid of them later and put some stairs up. We're in our tree house at the moment. What else can we build? Our mood, cozy fire, cool. There's all these little perks and things that they weren't in the original, but definitely since the different patches, they keep improving and changing the game to make you want to come back, and I want to come back and play more. Our door is missing. What did I do? Or did we ruin it? There we go. Put our door back on. Come on, bunny rabbit. You coming in? Come on, little bunny. Guess not. You can come in. I'll open the door for you. What would we like to build? We needed to build an anvil and a furnace, didn't we? But there we go. You got to be standing next to it. So that's one of the things that isn't super intuitive, because people think, how can I build stuff? And you're often not so clear. The music has changed. Night has fallen here in the town. Or has it? I think it has. It's very subtle. There's some new music tracks as well, which are quite cool. Do we want a chest? Yeah, we had a chest. We can drop some junk off in that. Did I build the anvil? I can't seem to see it. Can you see an anvil anywhere? No? Okay, fine. Let's go upstairs. We'll play. Okay, that's the night tune. That's the one. Build a furnace there. Standing over the furnace, we can probably start smelting some things. We can build copper bars, which can be used to buy and make new, more expensive things. Oh, I need to shut the door. There's a zombie in the house. Oh, locked myself out. Let me in, guide. Sometimes the guide can really screw you over by doing dumb things. And the guy can die. Oh, our Fortress of Doom. See, the guide should have known that I'm doing stuff. Night's fallen. You're a guest. Lock the damn doors. At any rate, it's a small penalty, and we can keep going. I hope our house is over to the left. I think it was. Oh yeah, we're near our house. Jump up there. That might mean the zombies might be able to. The guard is petrified. I mean, the guide is petrified. Oh, is that our tombstone, I believe? That's very morbid. So that wall did nothing. I can't remember. Some creatures might be able to knock down doors. We've actually got our trusty bow. So we can actually let these guys in. And I forgot I had it. We should be able to smash them. And we will get a lot of gold for killing these kind of things. So it is worth your while to fight monsters. We should build ourselves some more furniture so we can... 2 chairs, 2 tables. We haven't got any glass yet, so we can't build windows or... I think you put little jugs on the tables to make them into a proper official room. I can't remember what the game actually constitutes as being a room, but it'll come back to me. Oh, I've forgotten where the chairs go. What a weird room. We'll put another one here. We need to build a couple more. What have these zombies got against us? I guess we are in the dead center of town. Haha. That's why I've got so few subscribers. There's jokes like that. Oh dear. Alright. Climb that wall. Move that. Alright. So... we will build a chair. And I think a lot of you people that have played Terraria in the past, there's a way to... I've forgotten how to... I'd love to make the chair flip over, but... anyway, that'll do for now. Those of you who have played Terraria in the past will be looking at me and screaming, going, do this, do that, you're not doing that right. But the beauty of this game is that you can do anything how you want. There's no real... there are many, many ways to succeed in this game. Take that, zombie. Yeah, those evil eyeballs. They can get super annoying in great numbers because they actually... So that boomerang is it's not bad for a low-level weapon. Certainly could do worse, but at some point I will need to upgrade because it is a ranged weapon. So down we go. Climbing down. Down we go. So we can get that chest now if we wish. I think we can. How do we get the damn chest? I can't remember. Leave me a comment on if you remember how to get these chests out. Is it a pickaxe? I feel like I'm doing something with the pickaxe, but that might just break it. What we're going to do is we're going to keep digging. Do I like... that area looks a little toxic. I might dig this way. See if we can find the next part of the cave network. I'd love to find some water. I love the water parts. They're sort of really interesting. Even though early on you can die from the drowning. I really need to upgrade my pickaxe as well because it's really just a battle. What's that? Oh, water. Here we go. Oh. I wanted to find water, but now that I have, I feel like it might be too dangerous for us to continue. There's a lake. Cool. What can we see? Oh, there's some interesting things to be mined down here. Stone. Okay, I thought it was... there are some often valuable materials you can get. But well, that's a cool little water effect that wasn't there before. Those ripples. That's new. Or new to me, anyway. New since I played it a couple of years ago. Let's climb our way out. Shall we do some nighttime exploring? What do you think? The nights, I don't think, go as long as the days, so you don't have to spend all your time hiding and cowering. Although we can be happy underground. Let's shut the door. Leave our guide in this terrified state. We can warm ourselves by the fire a while. One thing that's good to do in this game at some point is to build yourself a sky platform. And I don't have enough wood right now, but what I'm going to do is build a little sky platform. I'm going to chop some trees down because see over here, perfect timing. That's a star, and when you find a fallen star, you can use these stars to buy powerful weapons and potions and things like that. But they only fall at night. And so what you do is you build a huge platform along in the clouds, and then you can run along it gathering falling stars. It's also a great way to sort of skip through the terrain to the bottom. It's very tedious to build, but worth doing. For now, I'm going to light some torches along the way. Oh, what's the wall? What am I doing building a wall? I don't plan on settling this area. I'd love to have a pair of rocket boots or something. You eventually get powers so great that you can go up into the clouds, and there are structures up there that you can dig through and find wonderful, wonderful chests with fantastic treasures, and it's really worthwhile. If you get one of those things early, the game can change for you completely, and there's a real sense of envy when you're playing with a friend and they have, you know, a sword that shoots stars, or a gun that a minigun that shoots sharks or something like that. And these things exist. So you know, it's a bit dangerous for it at night, but you know, we're gonna have a little adventure. I'm not so worried about the money situation. Oh, that was a short adventure. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play through one more day after this, and then I'll end the video. But we'll see what we can do in the daytime. So we spawn a little bit further from our house. What I actually wouldn't mind doing is I'd like to get a bed, but I don't remember how you can get cloth. And I think you need cloth and wood to make the bed. What else can we build? Go back into our house. Check out the furnace again. Let's build an armor statue, and I think we can then place our armor on there, which is kind of cool. We'll put that... Let's put it by the door because it might scare off people. We've got all the wooden stuff. A fishing pole might be handy. 5% fishing power. You can build signs like name your house. We should do that. Let's buy a sign. Where shall we place the sign? What about... What was that? We will place our sign over here saying... We'll call this... Where's our... There you go, there's our sign. So we can name that sign, edit the sign. We'll say... I know what. Look upon my works, ye mighty and despair. Yeah, that was silly. Let me know if you got that in the comments. Well, I feel like we'll quickly check out the furnace. I want to shut the door behind us. The guide is just terrified. Maybe he can't get back up. I don't know what he's doing. He's never been the same after he had that zombie encounter, has he? What can we can smelt some copper bars. We can make some copper bricks. Magic arrows. We don't really want that. I thought you could do more with a furnace, but actually what we want is the anvil, and I don't know if I have the iron for it, or if I was imagining it. Where can I forge an iron anvil? Am I missing it? I swear I saw it before, but I guess not. Alright, let's go off on an adventure. Gandalf, I want to see mountains. Yeah, the boomerang has a few issues because it is the ranged weapon, so you have to wait for it to come back. But it seems kind of potent enough against lions. Little early morning stroll. We could go fishing in the deep lake. Do you want to try that? What was that? Ah, I don't remember if those tombstones were ever in the early version. They're kind of cool though. Did they exist before? Fish. We don't have any bait. Could the slime be used as bait? Probably not. Oh dear. At any rate, we have to climb out. Oh, he's waiting for us. How convenient. Through the dark passage again. I'll put I might put my torch up there. I don't know if this was always the way, but you're able to forge stuff on the fly without needing... Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if you could always do that if you do it without a workbench. Go away. Oh, my kingdom for a good weapon. You could have the whole fort. Not much of a kingdom, is it? How much fun is this? This is... Oh, wow. I haven't seen this before. Brutal sandstorm. This is cool. That's intense. I'm almost afraid of going down there. Sand is cool as well. Watch this. If you we're actually getting pushed along, and it's harder for us to walk left. If you dig sand, the whole thing actually caves down on you. So if you're it doesn't really matter when you're at the top, but if you're at the bottom of the lake, there we go. We'll send some water down ahead of us. Oh, what was that? Is that a monster? Oh, yuck. What is that? A tumbler. I've never seen that before. That's... Oh, fuck off. Oh. Sorry, excuse my language. Slime and bats, man. Bats will always be the death of me in these games. So these are the things that are pretty intense, and they certainly take a lot of punishment. But you know what we have? If I can quickly get into my inventory without them... We've got some grenades. We should throw a grenade in them. Take this. Oh. Damn it. That'd just be my luck that they get stuck. You go down there, and then I'm going to hit you with a grenade. Ah. Wasted grenades, sadly. Intense music. This is all new. This is really cool. I haven't seen this before. Really, really creepy. Really, really creepy. And that is too high for us. We can, though, put... Maybe we can just dig our way out. That's the problem with sand. See, I'm down here and it takes... You can get trapped under the sand. It can be a real issue. That sandstorm is full on. Whoa. What is that? I don't remember if those guys are in the original. It's been a long time, but... Oh. Antlion. Let's go to the right. What do you think? That desert. I love the effect. I love the effect. And now it just makes me curious what other awesome things are in the new version. I know there are many cool things. I have... Tom and I think Silas might have been part of the adventure, but I can't remember. We finished the game on standard mode, and then we began this sort of the new game plus mode, but we never were able to finish it. We sort of kind of ran out of steam after playing it for so long, but I know that all the weapons and everything are recharged and stuff. What's that? So this is a nasty area. This is the like, oh, corruption and so on. Everywhere we step is actually bad for us and poisonous and a lot of nasty things. All these guys are horrible. The music's changed. Let's go down to these caves, see if there's anything interesting. Oh, this is where the game gets cool, but it's full on. Need torches. It gets quite scary. I mean, you can go so deep into this game, like how, I mean, literally deep and dive down. Oh, cool, some potions. Don't know what teleports you back home, which could be useful. We might get some of those. We'll take all those bottles, which can be used to fill up things. Got some coins. Rope is always useful, as we've shown. Grenades. A herb bag. That's a new one. I've never seen herb bag. A broken boomerang will leave. Oh, what the hell is that? This is freaky. This is really freaky. Oh, there's a heart container up there. I don't want to get knocked over by anything, but up there is a heart container, and that's very useful. It might even be a full heart, because you increase your life with those, and they are scattered throughout the world, but they're very rare and can be a true challenge to find. So we're going to lock off this area so I don't accidentally get knocked down into what fresh hell is below. Oh, creepy music. We could take that statue home with us, actually, that creepy one. So what we'll do is if I knew how to do it, maybe if I do that. Okay, we've got a Drippler statue now. So, oh, I broke the heart thing. I didn't want to do that, did I? Or did I? No, I did. I think I got a new heart. I've forgotten. Hope I didn't break it. All right, let's dig down deeper now. What is that nasty thing? Oh, it's dark. Oh, he's trapped us. Fang monster. A face monster. Horrifying. Oh, wow. Alright, well, let's return to our home. The safety of our home. Now you can see why this game is so simple in its appearance, but yet so deep in every way. You can see how it would take up so much of your time. But for now, we're going to leave our little humble abode there, because I could play this forever, but we don't have forever. At least not right now. But I will come back to this. I would love to do another Terraria video and show you more of the advanced sections of the game. Perhaps I'll play it a bit more and get to a higher area and then show off some of the cool goodies we've found. Anyway, I had so much fun playing that. I love that game so much. Terraria, I mean, I think it is the greatest sandbox game ever made. Many people would think, you know, Just Cause or Grand Theft Auto or any of the other great sandbox games out there, but this for me is emergent gameplay at its finest, and it is as good today as it was 11 years ago, and in 10 years it'll still be wonderful. And I can't wait to introduce my boy Isaac when he's a lot older to this game, but we will have many fun adventures together, and I can't wait. Alright, that's it for tonight. If you enjoyed this video, as always, you know, like and subscribe and leave a comment for me and let me know what you think of Terraria and what game you'd like me to play next. Alright, cheers everyone. Bye for now.